Hello, gardening fans, and welcome to Marvin Gardens March 2023. And in fact, this is the first full day of spring. The spring equinox was just about 24 hours ago. So this is the first full day of spring, and it's living up to its billing. In other words, March, typically you can have days that feel like spring and days that feel like winter, midwinter in fact. But today it got up to within a tenth of a degree of 60, depending on what thermometer you're looking at. And it's been sunny all day. It's kind of like filtered cloudy sunshine right now. But it's been an absolutely delightful spring day. So there's not much to show you out here, but let's take a look around anyway. And I'll get up here and show you, first of all, that yes, I have forced the pups to come out with me. That's Cassie way over there. And they're both actually glad to be here. You hear the crunching under my feet? It's all these pine cones that have come down since the last mowing in fall. And we won't be mowing until April, typically. So we've got a ways to go yet. But in the meantime, look at this. We got garlic chives, aka Asian leeks, coming up like gangbusters, I would say. The pond irises that pretty much dominate this bed have not done much yet, but we got a couple of Asian leeks right down there as well that are starting to come up. Nothing to see here in the greenhouse, so we're not going in there. And like I say, there's really not much to see here, except for the fact that the grass is starting to get greener and it's starting to clump up a little bit. I trimmed all the dead growth off the hanging planters, and I finally took down all the remaining brassica stalks, so everything is looking pretty much ready to be tilled, which is the next major garden task that I'll be doing during these warm days of March, hopefully. Now down here you can see the proper herb garden. I've left some of the labels there for the ones that may or may not come back. We'll see. But I can tell you somebody that has already come back or has wintered over delightfully is the creeping thyme. And you can see lots of green leaves there, which means it's made it to spring. And and we're going to be getting some second season creeping thyme. The Pet Memorial area, our poor little cement dachshund is kind of in need of grass trimming all around him, but yeah, that's pretty typical for this time of year. Frankie, on the other hand, is doing just fine and thinking he might be finding some interesting things to sniff, if nothing else. What you doing, Cassie? She's over there looking around and whining. The compost area, I've added a bunch of organic matter to it. I need to go in there and kind of till what I have, since there's no auxiliary soil in there of any sort whatsoever, or manure. The grow house looks pretty much the same as it did before. I still need to do all my screening repair, but that doesn't have to happen right away because nothing goes into the grow house until May anyway. You can see the pond irises that I've allowed to grow here starting to turn green. Everything else pretty much vacant and waiting. Like I say, I'm going to till everything in because that's all I have to do to get that organic matter incorporated into the soil. So that's why everything just looks like it does. You can see some green growth of grass and weeds that are poking through and starting to get active, as is typical for this time of year. But we're going to till all that stuff in. Hopefully we'll be left with nice beds of soft and loamy soil. Now, right there is where our bee balm, we are hoping, will come up. And then, of course, the Sky Manor Marsh. Still got cattails hanging on from last season. And I haven't bothered to take them down. I don't think there's any reason to. And then the old asparagus patch. The only thing I'm going to try to do this year, other than what I did in the fall, which was add a lot of mulch and some fertilizer, is to go in and make sure I spray at the first sign of shoots for pests, because they are active early on the asparaguses. Asparaguses? Asparagi? Asparagus plants? Who knows? Who cares? Anyway, if you look really carefully down at these shrubs, you may see some little reddish leaves starting to come in. That's a sure sign of spring. Our box planters here are all in need of some repair and strengthening up and stuff like that. I don't know what I'm going to plant in them this year. The fire pit area looks better than it did last time anyway. Haven't brought the cushions out yet, haven't opened up the umbrella, but we're definitely in the season, if we continue to have a fairly mild March, to come out here and have a fire pit finally. Water features, of course, are far from being activated, but you can see the growth on these vines, whatever they are. I don't remember, or maybe I never knew what they were. Also, a lot of fallen branches around here. A bunny just ran across the garden and he's trying to get out. I don't think the dachshunds saw him anywhere, or saw him, or else they'd be going nuts. But he's trying to figure out a way through the. There he goes. Now he got out. I don't know if you saw that, but we don't want no stinking. Oh, I think Frankie must have flushed him out from in here somewhere, because he's definitely in the I found some quarry mode here. That's definitely I found some quarry mode. So I'm just gonna quickly crunch my way through these pine cones and trip my way over these branches, and we'll take a look at the pond, which is not pretty, but coming along. More importantly, I think we're a day too soon to actually catch the first blooming daffodils, but there's no doubt about the fact that they are very close. I think we're going to get them tomorrow. The pond is, yeah, it's looking a little cloudy, but not bad. I've got a problem with the water getting behind the liner in the bottom here. That's why there's a pump set up over there. But our koi doesn't seem to mind too much. He's not hungry enough to eat yet, but he's moving around in the warmer weather. And there's some more daffodils that are thinking about blooming. And the pond filter, which is about ready to be put back in. Now, I think that is gonna do it. There's some stuff, brassicas, onions, and bunching onions or scallions that are going on inside that I can show you, and there's more that's due to be planted or started indoors. So we've got all that going on. I mean, the garden is well underway, even though you wouldn't know it from looking around out here. But that's all that's happening. Of course, I'm going to follow this short garden video with a probably equally short trail cam video, as I've been doing for the last several months, which will cover February 15th through March 15th, and I hope you find that enjoyable. But other than that, and wondering where all my dachshunds went to, all two of them, that's going to do it for March 2023, Marvin Gardens. And we'll see you next month in April. And that's when things actually start getting planted out here. So that's going to do it. See you next time. Hope you guys are having a good spring already, even though this is the very first day of it, first full day. So we'll talk to you next time. Bye, everybody. one that would look around.